Alrighty, so based on feedback that I got about the way I had made day 5, week 5 video not necessarily clear as far as where it was loaded, this time I'm going to make a separate item in our week just for this video. And then I will put up attendance like a normal when the class starts. So just wanted to give you a heads up. We had a great discussion on Wednesday night. I'm running this a little bit late in the week, but getting it done hopefully. Well, I guess not hopefully, but getting it done. And I wanted to give you a heads up that I realized today that I made a mistake on the way the weeks flowed as far as the due dates. So if you happen to have noticed that Develop It 2 was on the same night, meaning next week, that was wrong. So and just know that my policy is that I don't put any other work on the night a Develop It's due. Okay, so just know that that's true. And then we reviewed the Develop It requirements in class, and I do have a schedule that I'm going to put out there that is modified for those dates so that you can take a look. But I will say, as I've said in the past, right, if you work on this, and I already have a few of you making some great progress, the sooner you come talk to me, the better. Especially with this API because, well, with anything, but this API can create a certain challenge because depending on which API you use, the documentation can be more or less helpful. And using his method, Andrew's method that he showed, where you're actually putting it in to the browser and looking at the output, is a great way to start. So you can look at that, because even though you can try the printy print option that he showed with stringifying the object, I just think there's just visually this is a much better output if your API will allow you to look at that output. And as Jared had mentioned, and if you didn't notice in his, down at the bottom of the browser, right, you can, when you scroll onto something, it shows you how to reference that specific item. And you can, I believe, just click and copy and paste it in there as well. So there's just various reasons why this is helpful to look at how that JSON comes back, how that payload from the API call gets delivered, and therefore how you reference it when you write your code. Okay? And the other thing is, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but as an example, with what I showed you last week, is on my Develop It 2, is I got back 10 entries, which means what came back to me was an array. And so I had to iterate over that array to get it formatted in the way that I wanted it formatted. But if you are querying an API, if you're getting multiple items back, know that then you have to store that most likely in an array or an object of array of objects or something in that to then manipulate it. So just know that that can be the case as well. Okay. And other than that, I think this will be a fairly short video, but just to be clear, right, we have today off. I'm doing this on the Friday ending week 5 in the semester. And that's actually, as I was working on the setup for next week, I realized I'd had the Develop It wrong, right? So my bad. But anyway, it looks like several of you have already done the next, I should talk about the Learn Together, but some of you have already done the code up, and that's great. So let me just go ahead and open this. So here's what I want you to do for our last Learn Together before we have our project due, right, is to create a README in your private repo and a new folder under dev called dev2. And in it, detail the flow and implementation details of your dev2 project, right? You can use pseudocode or provide how your API will work, the user input and output, and use the headings that use headings topics that I want to see in your work. So these are the heading topics, right? Name your project, describe what your program will do, which APIs, and what information you request, and what information you will pass to your subsequent API calls. and what you'll get back, what the user input and output looks like. And this is a new one, is what you would need to complete this work, right? So at this point, this will vary based on when you do it and where you are in your implementation, right? So since this work is being done on your private repo, right, just copy. And I say here the readme.md file. Is that right? Is that what I said? Yeah. I don't think I said specifically here a readme.md. Yeah, I did. Readme.md file. What we can do is just copy that file into your public repo and give us a link here, right? And it's easy to copy stuff. You can do it depending on how you have VS Code set up. You can do it right in VS Code, or you can open up the folders and copy it from one location into the other. Okay. All right, have a great, if you get a break, have some nice time off. If you're working, remember that chat is available during non-class hours if you want to reach out to myself or other people in the class. There are definitely some people in here that could provide you help in addition to myself, so I hope you take advantage of that. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.